I am just sitting here writing in my notebook. You have no right to stop me.
Sir, you need to lower your voice.
Don't tell me what to do. This is harassment.
Every weekday afternoon at exactly 2:45 p.m., Riverside Park settled into a familiar calm. Parents arrived early, claiming their usual benches. Nannies pushed strollers along the gravel paths. Joggers slowed beneath the shade of towering oak trees. Nothing about the scene felt urgent. Nothing felt dangerous. And on a wrought iron bench beneath the largest oak in the park, a black man sat quietly, writing in a leather-bound journal. He wasn't pacing. He wasn't watching anyone. He wasn't hiding. He was waiting. For 6 years, this had been his ritual. The same bench, the same tree, the same 30 minutes before the school bell rang at 3:15 p.m. He arrived early, so he wouldn't have to rush. So his daughter would always see him there when she walked through the school gate. So no matter how heavy the day had been, she would meet him with calm. To teachers looking out from classroom windows, he was familiar. To the crossing guard who nodded as she passed, he was expected. To the parents who shared the routine, he was simply part of the park. But to someone who didn't know the rhythm, someone who viewed the world through suspicion instead of familiarity, this scene told a very different story. A black man, alone, near an elite private school. He wore a gray hoodie and black sweatpants. A backpack rested at his feet. His pen moved steadily across the page. What he was writing didn't matter. What mattered was that to the wrong eyes, he looked like someone who didn't belong. At 2:43 p.m., a phone call was placed. Not because a crime had been committed, not because anyone was in danger, but because someone saw a man sitting quietly and decided that his presence alone was suspicious. 2 minutes later, a patrol car turned toward Riverside Park, and within moments, a routine that had lasted 6 peaceful years would be interrupted in a way no one there would ever forget. The call: "I'd like to report a suspicious individual at Riverside Park." The dispatcher's voice remained neutral, practiced. "What's the nature of the suspicious activity?" There was a pause. "He's just sitting there writing something. He's been there for a while." "Is he threatening anyone?" "No." "Is he attempting to enter the school?" "No." "Is he committing a crime?" Another pause. "He's a black male wearing a hoodie. He has a backpack. He keeps looking toward the school." No weapon mentioned. No aggressive behavior described. No law being broken. Just a description and an assumption. What the caller didn't mention was that the man had been sitting on that same bench for years. Didn't mention the teachers who waved to him. Didn't mention the parents who passed him daily without concern. At 2:45 p.m., the call was dispatched. Officer Derek Sloan acknowledged it within seconds. 11 weeks out of the academy. New uniform. New badge. Still eager to prove he belonged behind it. To a veteran officer, this would have been a 5-second check. A conversation. A nod. A cleared call. But to Sloan, it was something else. An opportunity. The approach. At 2:47 p.m., his patrol car rolled to the curb beside Riverside Park. His body camera activated automatically as he stepped out. Beneath the oak tree, the man on the bench finished a sentence in his journal and turned the page. He didn't look up. He didn't react. For 6 years, no one had ever had a reason to approach him. Officer Sloan adjusted his vest and straightened his posture as he walked toward the bench. Each step closed the distance between routine and confrontation, between assumption and reality, between a quiet father waiting for his daughter and a moment that would soon be watched by millions. The shadow reached the bench before the voice did. "Sir, I need you to stand up." The man paused his pen mid-sentence. He finished the word, capped the pen, and looked up. "Is there a problem, officer? I need to see some identification." "May I ask why?" "We've had reports of suspicious activity." He glanced around the park, parents waiting, children playing. What activity would that be? That's what I'm here to determine. ID. His tone wasn't angry. It was already decided. I'm sitting on a public bench. Writing. I do this every weekday while I wait for my daughter. I don't care if you're father of the year. ID now. A few heads turned. Officer, am I being detained? I'm investigating. Am I free to leave? I didn't say that. So, am I being detained or am I free to go? The officer exhaled sharply. I'm asking for identification. And what law am I suspected of breaking? The officer hadn't expected questions. He hadn't expected composure. He hadn't expected calm resistance. I received a call. A call about what? He didn't answer. I've been sitting on this bench for 6 years. The teachers know me. The crossing guard waved to me 20 minutes ago. None of that mattered. What mattered was that the officer had already decided who this man was. The reveal. Do you have identification on you? The man placed his journal into his backpack. Officer, I'm in a public park. I'm not committing a crime, and I haven't been given a lawful reason to provide ID. That's not for you to decide. Actually, it is. That's how the Constitution works. The officer stiffened. A suspicious person, he said. And what made him suspicious? Silence. Was it that I was sitting, writing, or that I'm a black man sitting alone near a private school? I didn't say anything about race. You didn't have to. The park grew quiet. I belong here. My daughter goes to that school. Anyone can say that. Then verify it. Call the school. The officer stepped closer. You're refusing to comply. I'm asserting my rights. To me, that looks like non-compliance. The man inhaled slowly. Officer, listen carefully. I'm listening. I am a federal judge. The park seemed to stop, breathing. The officer laughed. My name is William Matthew, the man continued. United States District Judge, Northern District of Georgia. My chambers are in the Richard B. Russell Federal Building. You can verify that with one phone call. The officer scoffed. My daughter is inside that building. Maya. 6th grade. Mrs. Patterson's class. Anyone can make up names. Anyone can verify them, he replied calmly. Call the school.